morning, Legacy Taekwondo. I'm Master Misty Elder, and sorry that we had to repost some videos last week because I was feeling a little under the weather, but I'm back and ready to go. Today's workout is going to be the warm-ups, conditioning, and stretching video that we post at the beginning of every week for students to do prior to their personalized one-on-one session with their coaches, as well as prior to their practicing at home, so that you get more of a full class experience. You're not losing flexibility, you're not losing conditioning, and you're warmed up and safe and ready to go. We do not expect our students to utilize this video prior to our 1-hour Zoom classes that will be starting this week. We will be warming up with the students at the beginning of those classes this week, so you won't need to pull this up in advance. And if you're using this prior to your home conditioning or prior to your conditioning or your instruction with your through your video chat sessions, you can always pause when we get to the stretching portion and save those 10 minutes for after you're done with us if you'd like. Of course, you are welcome to do the conditioning, the warm-ups, the stretching all before our session as well. So today you will want a ball or a helmet. It can be any ball. It can be a workout ball. It can be a soccer ball, basketball. Something about that size would be ideal. Something about the size of a softball or smaller is probably going to be a little bit too small for what we're going to be using it for during our conditioning. So if you need to, pause the video, go grab that ball or helmet and run on back. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and get started. So we'll go, I'm going to set my timer for our 10-minute warm-up. We've got about 10 minutes of warm-up. We've got about a little over 10 minutes of conditioning, maybe 11, and then we've got calf raises right here, and then we'll have about 10 minutes of cool down. So just up and down. If you want to add a little more hop to this, you can turn this into bunny hops rather than calf raises. All right, we're going to rock up onto our heels and pull our toes up. Let's go ahead and rotate those knees to your left. Rotate those knees to your right. And we're going to do butt kicks next, pulling those heels up to your behind. Again, you can run with your butt kicks, or you can kangaroo if you wish. Alright, we're going to go running kicks, just kicking those feet out in front. We go high knees. So we're just progressively warming up the body from bottom to top, increasing blood flow, increasing oxygen. Alright, we're going to pause there for a second. We're going to hold forward and backwards. And side to side. Hip circles forward. And hip circles backwards. Woo. And And switch sides, knee up, front to back. And side to side. Hip circles forward. Woo. And hip circles backwards. So each one of these I'm doing for about 15 seconds before I switch to the next one. So you can always alternate right side 15, left side 15. All right, we're just going to do slow, controlled rotations through the core. Take a little wider base, over and reach, over and reach, over. All right, let's switch sides. Over and touch, over, reach. All right, arm circles forward. And medium circles forward. Large circles forward. And we'll go push and pull. Remember, push is full range of motion. Pull, the wrists are coming back into the armpits. So we're getting a nice full range of motion there. All right, let's go. Small circles backwards. Medium circles backwards. And large circles backwards. And then we'll do overhead push, pull down, push, pull down. All right, and we're going to tuck our chin and look overhead. Alright, we're going ears, shoulder to shoulder. Remember, we're keeping our shoulders down, not bringing our shoulders up to our ears. Alright, we're going to look over our right shoulder, look over our left shoulder. Very good. Okay, so we are going to move into our workout. The way that I have the workout set up for today is we're going to be doing some front kick balance work. So you can be holding your chamber, you can be doing slow extensions, you can hold the extension of your kick, okay? We will partner that with a knee crescent for cardio, and then we'll switch right back. So the first circuit is 3 minutes long total, 30 seconds of each exercise. However, the last minute, instead of switching from front kick 2 crescents, we're actually going to do front kick on one side and then front kick on the other side. So basically we'll have 4 sets with the front kick exercises, 2 on each leg, and 2 sets with the crescent kick cardio. All right, we'll have a break in between, and then we will do similar exercises with your side kick. So it can either be a chamber, a slow extension, or a hold. Again, 30, 30, and then 1 of each. And then in between, we'll be doing running kicks for cardio. All right, so again, 3 minutes. Break in between, and then we'll finish our last circuit with push-ups, with rotation, and then Superman in between. So the last circuit won't really have any cardio, though you should be fairly warmed up and breathing a little heavy from the previous 2 circuits. But it's going to work on conditioning the front of the core, the sides of the core, the back of the core, the chest, and the back, all in one pair of exercises. And then after we finish that, we'll have another brief break, and then we'll switch to your stretching. Okay, so this is where our ball comes in. When we do the front kick exercises, in order to make sure that our chamber, or when we're kicking, we're not bending our knee and rocking our hips back, we're going to press that ball into the wall and hold. You'll either hold your chamber, you'll slow extension, or you will extend and hold. Okay? So if you need a drink for warm-ups, go ahead and grab that drink really quickly, because we're going to go ahead and get started. In just a few seconds. All right, let's go ahead and, whoopsie. Wow, it's gonna be one of those days, huh? All right, and 3, 2, 1, go into that front kick hold. So bring that ball up. Press it into the wall, stay up nice and tall, don't fall over, and make sure you got your hands up, because when you're doing your kicks, you're going to be doing your kicks with your hands up, okay? And we can go slow extension, hold. We've got another 5 seconds here. Good, all right, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, crescent, 1, 2, 3, crescent, 1, 2, 3, crescent, 1, 2, 3, crescent. You'll notice you're doing the same leg on your crescent kicks, so we're going to go ahead and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, crescent, 1, 2, 3, crescent. So just adding that extra knee pump will switch your legs. Or you can do 2 crescent kicks in a row. That'll alternate you automatically. So now I'm going to take my ball, I'm going to put it behind my other knee against the wall, pull my chamber up, and hold. Good, nice and tall, into a slow extension, and I'm going to hold here. And if you feel like you're getting tired here, but your time isn't up, you can always come back in to your front kick holds. Or your chamber holds, I mean. All right, we're going back to those crescent kicks. So 1, 2, 3, crescent, 1, 2, 3, crescent. Again, repeating the same crescent kick. Once I get to the 15-second mark, I'm going to do 2 knee pumps, or 1 extra knee pump, I mean. Notice I've switched legs. 3. So I'm doing both crescent kicks for half the time. All right, so now I'm going to put this behind my right leg again. Knee up, nice high chamber, draw in that core. I'm not leaning against the wall. All right, if I lose my balance, I set my leg down, I come right back up, and I can actually feel my core working to hold my leg up, because I'm intentionally engaging my core to keep myself lifted. And then instead of switching to those crescents, we're just going to switch legs, because this is our last round here. Woo! press that ball to the wall. Bring your chamber up nice and tall. Stand up tall, core engaged. Do a slow extension. Hold there for a few. 3. Go ahead and bring that chamber back in if you need to. You can stay in your extension if you want. And relax. All right. 1 minute rest, and then we're switching to side kicks and running kicks. So, brief coaching on your side kicks. We're obviously not going to, we can't use the ball against the wall, we'll be too close. So you can use your wall for balance, okay? You want your toe pointing in this direction if your kick would be going in that direction, all right? So you can either hold your chamber, see how my knee is in front of my chest, my heel is back here. I can go slow extensions, all right? Make sure you open that hip all the way up, or you can extend and hold, okay? So that's what our side kicks are gonna look like. And then in between, we're gonna do just running kicks in place, kicking those feet out as fast as you can. So we got about 5 seconds, and we're gonna go straight into those side kicks. So go ahead and get yourself set up on the wall, toes pointing towards the wall, bring your chamber up, and hold. Notice I am supporting myself on my arm, but I'm fully open. I'm looking over the shoulder. I've got my foot in the correct extended position, so my foot's just not hanging out floppy at the end of my leg. This leg is straight. I'm not caving in here. All right, I'm using my core to keep myself upright and in the correct posture for this kick. We got 3 seconds left, and we're gonna fast kick in place for 30 seconds. To turn on the fan. No wonder it feels warm in here. Alright, we got 3 seconds. We're going to switch to the other leg. So go ahead and pick a different spot on your wall. Toe towards your wall. Chamber if you're holding your chamber. Extend if you're going to extend. From this position, you can really see the alignment that I'm talking about. Foot is sideways, shoulder, hip, heel in a straight line. I'm looking over my shoulder at my target. You actually can't see the toes of my standing leg because it's facing in the opposite direction. This is what a side kick extension hold should look like. 3, 2, 1. Back to those running kicks. Seconds left. This next round, we'll do side kick on one side and then side kick on the other side. So this is our last set of running kicks. All right, to the wall, support, chamber. Even though I'm holding the side kick extension, I still chamber and extend my leg like a side kick to get into this position. And when I'm done, I don't just flop my leg down. I pull my chamber back in and set it down. So my body internalizes that chamber extension rechamber no matter how I'm doing the side kick or what I'm using it for. All right. Chamber extension. Woo. And you want to get in the practice of keeping your foot sideways or even turning your heel up a little bit. You see your side kick extensions. You don't want to just let your foot be whatever way. That's going to change your hip engagement. 5 seconds. Good. All right. So we got another 1 minute break. Our last circuit of exercises is going to be push up, rotate open, push up, rotate open. So I'll do a brief demo. I'll be doing my push-ups on my knees, and then I'll pop my knees up off of the floor to rotate open, and then drop back to the knees for the push-up. So if you need a modified push-up, that'll be the best way to go. All right. So shoulders in line with the hands. It'll look like this. We're not actually starting. You're going to do your push-up, pop off the floor, rotate open. My down, push up, pop off the floor. Notice I'm on the inside and the outside of my feet. So my feet are flat when I rotate open, all right, so that I can stay balanced. All right, so we got about 5 seconds, and we'll follow that with a Superman. All right, ready? So, push up, rotate open, push up, rotate open, fully commit to being open. Make sure you're going all the way sideways. So you're making those muscles in the side of your abs work. All right, and then we're just gonna lay down on our stomach, lift our feet, and lift our feet and our upper body and hold. So we're working the hamstrings, the glutes, the low back, the back of the shoulders. If you want this to be harder, reach those arms overhead. I'm gonna stay here for today. Been off for a week since I got a little bit of a seasonal something or other last week. So this is gonna be my good place today. All right, we're gonna switch right back into those push-ups. Rotate open. And then back to our Superman. So from this position, my chest is lifted off the floor. Most of the front of my thighs are lifted off the floor. My hands, my head, my feet, my knees, none of that is touching the floor. I do keep breathing, but I am definitely engaging the muscles down the back of my spine and glutes to stay lifted. All right, last set. Push up. Rotate all the way open. Push up. Rotate open. Push up. Open. All right. Last Superman. And hold. Ten seconds left. All right. Nice job. If you need to, go ahead and grab another drink. Go ahead and get into that cool down. We're going to stretch our calf and our shoulder at the same time. So we're going to bring that across, heel down. Think of like a front stance position, really driving that heel into the floor. And switch sides. Drive that heel down. About the timer if you can hear that. All right, so now we're going to stretch the arch of the foot and tricep extend or tricep stretch. And switch sides. Arch the foot, so your heel's up, the ball of your foot is down. forward, separate those shoulder blades. While we're doing that, come in and stretch that side. Go ahead and come up, thumbs down, push as far as you can behind you, keeping those hands as close to shoulder height as possible. Lean to the other leg, stretch that side. While we got our feet open, we're going to turn one out, come down this way. Let's go ahead and come up, rotate your other foot out. Notice I'm trying to keep my chest forward as much as I can, just stretching through this part of my leg here and a little bit through my side right here, which is what I'm going for. Alright, this time I'm going to support myself and I'm going to curve. Before, I was kind of coming down straight in like a triangle position. This time I'm actually trying to create a little bit of an arch. And switch sides. We're going to go for a forward bend. So coming down the legs, let's keep our back flat for the most part. You're going to feel that stretch through the hamstrings, maybe through the low back a little bit. As deep as you feel like you're able to go. As you stay in this stretch, you might feel yourself settling a little bit farther, and that's fine. Let your body tell you what feels good. Let's go ahead and come on up. We're going to go a little wider, same stretch. Really focus on keeping the legs straight now that you can support yourself on the floor. From here, just give yourself the space to open up into your side splits. Let's rotate open. Switch sides. Back to the center. We're going to go into our half kneeling stretch before we hit the floor. So one knee forward, squeeze your glutes, open up the front of your hip, keep your abs engaged. If you want to increase this, take that hand overhead. Where you want to be isolating this muscle here. That's what we're going for. All right, let's go ahead and switch knees. Abs engaged, squeeze your glutes, drive your hip forward, chest stays upright, open this up, arm up overhead if you want to increase that stretch more. Let's go ahead and come on down into our butterfly position. Right here. Sit up tall, use the muscles in the outside of your legs to try and pull those knees open. If you want to help yourself sit up tall, you can put your hands behind you, open those up, work yourself into a nice tall position. Try and take those legs forward, reaching for your toes. Go ahead and come on open into our straddle stretch. Reaching with the opposite hand towards your toes. If you can, if you can't reach your toes, reach your shin or your ankle. Alright, switch sides. So we're kind of coming sideways. Let's come around this way, sideways. Let's go ahead and hit the center for your roadkill stretch. Take the elbows down if you can. Tuck one foot by our hip, roll into that hip, into that front leg. I'm lining my belly button up with my knee, and then I'm leaning forward into this. Notice my chest is up though. I'm not rolling over it. I'm laying down towards it in a flat spine position. So I'm really driving that stretch into the leg rather than curling my back. Go ahead and switch sides. So I'm tucking this heel next to my hip, rolling into that leg, belly button towards my knee. If you can't keep your back leg straight, you can kind of open it a little bit, but you're really focusing on driving your core towards your knee, keeping your back flat as you lean in. We're going to repeat, only this time instead of my heel being by my hip, I'm going to create like a 90-degree angle on this knee, back legs behind me. Again, turning my belly button towards my kneecap, and I'm leaning into this hip flat. You're probably going to feel the stretch in your hip still, but it may also pull down the side of your leg or even into your hamstring a little bit, depending on your areas of tightness. Switch sides, same thing on the other side, 90-degree angle, hip behind me, knee towards my belly button. Alright, last one. You're going to create greater than a 90-degree angle here. You can see my foot is way far forward, but it's not toes up like a splits, side splits, alright? Back legs behind me. I'm still turning my belly button towards my knee, and I'm leaning into that stretch. Now I am leaning on my leg a little bit to push it down, but I'm leaning on just above the edge of the knee joint, okay? Or just below. I'm not actually leaning on the knee joint. You never want to push laterally on your knees. It's not good for them. They're not designed to bend that way. This stretch, I really feel pulling all the way down to here rather than staying up in my hip. Last time, same thing on the other side. Knee open, more than 90, other leg behind me. I'm still keeping my back flat as I lean into this stretch. hopefully you feel warmed up and ready to work, stretched out and finished if you save the stretches towards the end. And we'll be looking forward to doing Zoom sessions with you this week in class, as well as your private sessions that we've been doing in previous weeks. Have a great week and stay healthy at home.